I would like you to pay close attention right over here. And if you look at the main.css, if I click on it right here, under the media, these are your Bootstrap settings. Okay. So if I take the media, pull it up a little bit, there are my three widths that I'm designing for. Minimum of -3 pixels all up to 380, to 800, to 1600. Okay, so they're located under media. All of this information is embedded inside of your CSS document, your cascading style sheet document called main. Right there. Okay. All right. So under main exists our three different widths that we're designing for, and I can make the web page do something different for each and every one of these widths. Now, I want to go in and make some modifications to the actual page itself because I want the page to be black, for one. I want to make sure everything on here is going to be centered. So I'm going to start with the box. I'm going to go to my div tab. Now look at the div tab. These are like, remember, these are like layers. So above it is the head, the HTML information, your div for your box, and then inside the box one is your image right below it. All right. Okay. So I'm going to target on the box. Now, with that targeted, main is targeted. I'm going to come right down here for the main, and I'm going to target something else. Let's go back to my media here, and I'm going to target what's called global. Now, I mentioned that based on which setting that this web page will actually touch, I can make it do something different. So I can make the text go bigger for the cell phone, medium size for the iPad, and small for the desktop. Depending, and now all I need to do is click on whichever one of these, highlight whichever one of these that I want, and then from here tell it to give that a different type of a font. Okay, now for now I'm going to select global. That means that whatever I do next will be applied to all of them equally. Okay, so global is targeted. Now I want to make sure that my box one is targeted. That's the box that my banner graphic is inside. If I go to my selector and click it, let's go ahead and get this. It's kind of touchy there. Get this to move down a little bit and pull this other one down a little bit. I have an option of the properties where I can choose the text. If I target the text, this is where I can tell the text to be a certain color and how to place objects inside this div tab, or division tab is what it's called normally. All right, so I'm going to come to the top. I'm going to start at the very top and slowly scroll down. And I'm going to have an option for the text color for this page. We're not going to really use text on this page, so it's not going to really matter. But I'll go ahead and target white because the page is going to be black, going to be opposite color. In the event that I so choose to put text on this page. Now I want to align everything. I want everything centered. So under the text align, I'm going to hit the center option there and click it. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the background color. I'm going to go find that. And that's the shadow color. Scrolling down, I'm going to look for the background color, which is right there. Oops, let's go ahead and get it back. Right there in front of me. If I click it, drop it down to solid black, and get out of it. All right, that should turn black back there, but it's not. But I know, and I can tell you why. I'm in live view. I'm gonna get out of live view, go to design view. Okay, if I command minus on my keyboard, kind of gives me an idea of what's going on there. So I'm gonna click on this box. I'm gonna go back to my main CSS as targeted. Okay, I'm going to target the global media and the selector. I want to make sure that, oh, there's my mistake right there. See what's targeted? Under my selector, I have the box 1 image fluid. I'm going to target the box 1. Okay, so with the box 1 targeted, I'm going to target the text. And I'm going to go back here and pull that up so I can see all the information for my text. There is my text color is white. That should be, there it is, that centered there a little bit. There we go, that centered properly. And let's see if we can do something for the background. So that's the shadow. And if it doesn't work from here, I know where it will work. So the background is black. It's still black, but it's not happening here. And this is why. Because I'm going to click onto the background. Right down here in your properties panel will be the properties for that particular page. So if I target page properties here, here's my background color. It's currently white. So if I target it, take it down to black, and then click apply, there it is, right? So your page property is going to be right down here if we're working in HTML. Okay, so I think this is really, my text color, I'm going to make sure that is white, and target apply. Okay, that's probably about all we need to do for this one. So I'm going to target OK. There we are. So I'm going to just zoom up there a little bit. So my banner is centered. I'm just zoomed in so much that I'm all the way over to 1600. But this is where I will be, by nature, this is centered. You can see a little bit of black here and a little bit of black on this side. All right. So we're ready to bring down the rest of our content. And to give it some spacing, I'm going to add a div tab right down here just to space it out. Remember, they work like layers. Okay? They work just like layers. So here's my body, which is the entire box here. The div tab for the box 1, which is this, what the banner is sitting inside of. And now we're going to add in another division. So let's see, I'm going to come back up to the top to insert, and we're going to go to HTML option. And what I can do is I can just click return to put the cursor right where I want it to be. And when I target div tab, it's going to say, okay, you want it at the insertion point? Yes, that's where I want it to be. And then what do you want to call this, right? I'm going to call this one spacer. And I'm going to do it all in caps. Spacer 1. And then, do I want a new CSS new? No, I don't. Just leave it alone. And target OK. All right. And it adds another tag there. Of course, it's white text because Adobe does that. But I'm going to leave it there for now. All right. Now, here, I want to start bringing in my other content. So I'm going to add another div tab. And this one I'm going to call box number 2. So for the ID box 2, and click it. You can see something inside it. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to place an image inside it. So click on the image. And I'm going to go find that transparent image. want to make sure I'm in the right, and this should be it, gallery 1. There it is. See all the transparency showing through and the text is showing through. I'm going to click to the left-hand side of the image and hit the backspace to delete all of that text that is in there. Now the goal here is to have all the content inside here to be centered. Now we're inside a div tab, right? All right, let's kind of zoom in a little bit more and let's pull it down. We're inside a div tab. So that means to center it, I'm going to target it here. All right, now we're going to go back to the CSS designer. We're going to make sure the main CSS is targeted. I want global targeted because I want all, no matter what width that I'm in or what device that I'm in, I want them all to have the same exact properties. All right, I'm going to scroll down and go to my selector and I'm going to look for box 2. So it doesn't show up automatically. I see box 1. I see box 1 image fluid selected, but I don't see box 2. That's a fault of Dreamweaver. That's an Adobe bug. So I'm going to click on the plus. Then it finds it. It brings it in. All right. So now I have it highlighted. Box 2 is highlighted. So once that is there, I go to my text properties, go to the properties. I want text. I'm clicking on it. And I'm going to pull it up so I can get access to my text options here. And I'm going to come down here. There's my alignment. If I click on a center alignment, that should automatically center. And there it is. It just took a little bit there. There you go. Jump right to the center. Now, anything that I place in here at this point will automatically be centered. All right, I'm going to control minus just to bring it down a little bit. Let's go get the other images. So come back up to insert, add another image, the insert button. I want to nest it inside of the same one. Gallery 2 puts it right next to it. Let's go add another one, image, nested inside it, gallery 3, and we're going to place in one more, image, nested inside of it, and I'm going to look for gallery 5 right there. Okay, there it is. So now it's starting to look like our website. What I'm noticing also is in between each image is really close together. A quick and easy way to solve the problem is I'm going to add some text in there. So if I take my cursor, place it in between the image as best as I can, I'm going to get out of live view. I need to. There we go. Now I'm going to target the cursor to the left, hit my arrow key to the right, and just type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm adding in periods. It's a little trick to just add some spacing. And I'm going to add one more over to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Remember when I told the page to actually make my text white? I'm going to change that now. I'm going to come down to the page properties, target the page properties, and tell it to make the text black. So it blends in with the background, and target OK, and there. Now they're hidden. So it's a little trick. So there it is. Our website's coming along. So all we need is pretty much one more row, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. In that I'm going to build another div tab right underneath here, and I'm going to put one in between here just as a spacer, and then I'm going to place in a div tab to actually bring in the more images as well. Now I can duplicate this one, right? Matter of fact, why don't I actually do that? let's go over to the div tab. Remember, this works in layers, right? So these are below all the content up here. There's my spacer, which is right above it. See it highlighted yellow when I target it. When I click on the box, now the box is highlighted. Now watch, I'm going to right click on the box and target duplicate. And there it is. All done for you. Now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to add a spacer in between these two. So I'm going to add another div tab. And I want it to, let's see, I want it to be placed before that tag. Let's see if that'll work. And I'm going to call it spacer number 2. Let's see if this works. Where did it go? All right, so it went up there. Okay, so look where it went. If we look at the DOM information here, there is my spacer 1, my spacer 2 are right next to each other. That's not where I wanted it. It jumped up there. So I want to put it in between these two. So there's my box 1, here's my box 2, and a box 2. All right? This should be called box 3, right? Really should be. So if I come back over here, I'm going to target this. See if I can get a little more space in here. All right, and I'm going to take that spacer and I'm going to drag it down in between the box 2 and the box 2 and release. And there it is. It just dropped there and it gave them more space. Now I can come in here and add the images that I want. Okay, so if I double click it on the image, we're going to go find image number 6. Double click on this image, we're going to go find image number, that was supposed to be number 5, huh? This was supposed to be number 5. So this was 1. Oh, it's got all backwards. Oh, isn't that a pain? All right. Let's see what it did. Did it actually change? It didn't. Okay, cool. All right. So for some reason, these got shifted around. I'm very curious as to why. But 5 should be down here. I'm just clicking and dragging. So 1 here, 2 here. I got 2 2s and 3 there. I'm going to delete this one. Let's find out why. I'm hoping that what it didn't do was just, I'm going to go find the gallery 4. There we go. What I'm hoping it didn't do, I'm going to go get my little periods back. 1 2 3 4. Oh, something happened. All right, let's go back to here. Put it, we're in design view. And I'm going to, there we go. And 1 2 3 4 5 6. There we go. Now, what I'm hoping it didn't do was duplicate it so that they both are actually the same thing. So if I change one, it's changing another. So if this is 5, this is 6, let's double click on gallery 1 and let's see what happens. And let's go get number 7. Good. It did exactly what I expected to do. And then here we're going to put in the 3D. There it is. Okay, that's right. That was a little bit of a strange reaction there. But now I expect to see those things. All right, I'm putting it at full view. Let's bring this on over. And I'm going to take a look at this other side. Let's delete that there, I think. It's an accident. Okay. And I'm going to put in those little go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to come down here to the bottom one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These I have too many. I can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. So there it is. There's my front page. Okay, now you may not have a front page full of graphics like I do. You're probably going to have something with a lot of text and maybe only 1 or 2 images. Okay, so I'm going to kind of show you a little bit of tutorial next on how to accommodate your responsiveness for situations of that sort.